our channel.
No. I was reading.
If you're here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome as well. And you know what it is? Today's Monday. Happy Monday, people. And this is part 2 of our Motivational Monday. So if you haven't watched the one from last week, please go back and watch because it will make more sense. And there's a continuation of what we're talking about last week about knowing yourself in relation to your vision board. But Fiona has a lot of wisdom to share. Honestly, she has a lot. She's been throwing bombs. Like, it's insane. So if you're ready to hear her words and like know what's going on and everything, stay tuned.
All right, so we were we kind of like went through part 1, right?
Yes. You want to do
like
a quick
points?
recap of the first 3 points and then
right. So the first point was your vision is a vessel. I'm not gonna go too much into this because we did
watch
talk
the
a
other
lot,
video.
Right? Like, go hit that last video.
Yeah, I'll link it in the description. I can't say description box down below. Description.
And then the second point was your vision must be visible. So kind of talking about like how to make it a bit more physical and not too like what's the word I'm looking for? In the air.
Like make it legit,
valid, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to believe it to achieve it, and be faithful in terms of getting those visions going. So I was gonna say like 3.5 for point 4. Going off of believing that your vision can and will become true is backtracking about, well, this is, so all of my points are based on just my personal belief. It didn't really go to anyone. It's just like based on my experience and where I am today and stuff. So one thing was for me is to get these visions going was I had to forgive myself and believe that I'm worthy to move on to these visions. So as I said, like you might be asking like forgive yourself, like we're going forward to get these visions, you know. But when I say forgive myself, I mean like there are things that I feel that we can't move on in our lives until, and this is not saying that we need to fix ourselves, we just, there's some things we have to just drop. Right? We can't fix it. We have to just accept it. Some things we can fix, some things we can't fix. So I had to tell myself that some things that I was going through in life, I'm just gonna forgive myself of them and move on. And this allows you to kind of like release a certain type of power in yourself. Because if you're mentally held back, then I feel like you can't mentally progress. Does that make sense?
What you're saying kind of, I'm envisioning like baggage basically.
Yeah,
like you need to let go of all the baggage and then like go into like a new chapter. Yeah,
exactly,
because it's
like,
gonna hold you back and like slow you down, you know.
So it's also like finding that balance of, okay, I'm gonna drop this. I can't bring it with me anymore, right? Because I have to go clear and be focused to move forward, right? So
I feel like it takes confidence. That's something that I'm doing right now. And it takes confidence and like a level of like selflessness and like humility. Like, yeah, it's insane. Why do you guys just getting there? I shouldn't be talking. Why am I talking? Keep going.
So you know, you forgive yourself, and that way you can go on to saying that I am worthy. I am worthy to achieve these things. I am worthy to be what I want to be. By dropping these back there. Right. So condensing point 2 and 3, I'm gonna say like it's not what you see with your eyes open, but it's what you see with your eyes closed. Does that make sense?
Explain, because I kind of I don't know what that means.
I think I said it in the last video, right? Like a vision doesn't have to be perfect. Where's my point? I wrote it down here. It's not a vision if it's only in your thoughts. You know, like you have to kind of like see it mentally to achieve it. So when I say like it's not what you see with your eyes, it kind of like ties into the point where you say, where I'm trying to contradict the point that says seeing is believing, because some people they can't move or believe if they don't see it. What I'm saying here is this is a vision. You're not gonna physically see it, so you have to sort of like close your eyes and envision yourself within that space, right? So that's kind of like
That's faith. That's literally
That's
faith. You know, like going off without knowing what's gonna happen,
taking
like
that step,
and nothing makes sense. But then you envision it in your head, like she said, close your eyes and like you see it, and then you work towards it, even though everything is at odds against you. Right. You know,
and that's, you kind of get what I mean. Like when I said that you have to forgive yourself and make sure that you're worthy first. Right. Because I feel like if you don't fix those,
you don't think you
can't believe it. You know, you can't move off it with faith. Right. So, yep.
My biggest struggle personally is that sometimes I feel like my dreams are too big. I don't deserve it. You know, and it also comes from self-worth and knowing that I'm a child of a king. Like I deserve all the riches.
My father is the richest father in the entire
universe. Let me put it that way. The world is too small. But anyways, like knowing that you're worthy and that you deserve it, you know, that's very key. I feel like it's sometimes something little that
the mustard seed,
that you don't see it or you don't realize it and recognize it, and then it really affects you. Yeah. And this is something I personally am going through myself.
And make sure you're worthy. Yep. 2 points.
Man, I'm gonna start crying after this video.
Point 4, I think is very important, and a lot of us don't think about this. It's just one word, and it's sacrifice.
Sacrifice, just as a word. I don't know the words.
Sacrifice.
Alright, let's continue.
But yeah, point 4 is sacrifice. I feel like we don't think about these things. Think about it, right? You want to move forward, right? But you're in this spot. There are things that you're gonna have to start doing, and there are things that you're gonna have to stop doing to get to where you need to be. So that's kind of like where the word sacrifice comes into play. Let me see what I have here on my little list of things. So sacrifice also ties into forgiving yourself and making sure that you're worthy. That's kind of like a sacrifice right there, because you have to like work on yourself and you know, like get those things good. Sacrifice also, like, I don't want to say forget the past, but it also ties into dropping all of that baggage. Like sacrificing that discipline that you're gonna have to put in yourself to say that, you know, I can't anymore with that because I need to get to here. Right. And giving up things in terms of opportunity cost. So I had to give up not like normally, personally me, when I feel like I'm stuck or whatever, or these visions are there on the board but I'm not getting to them, I go through a process of what I called decluttering my life. She knows because I do it all the time. So decluttering my life in terms of I might have to take people out of my life that aren't pushing me, that aren't helping me. I might have to give up things. I might have to like give up social media, or what are some like big things that I'm trying to think of, like big things. They're personal things, but I can't really say them.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, like giving up things, giving up some habits. You know, like give up sugar.
Give up sleep. I'm just kidding.
No. But that was one thing for me. Like, if you know me, or she knows me, I love sweets, and right now I don't eat sugar at all. Like when I think of like Dunkin' Donuts, I'm like, ew. And like before, I used to be addicted to their like coconut cream pie, iced coffee with extra whipped cream. And now, because I've kind of like, it's a small example, but like you can apply the law to something. I'm pretty sure maybe you're thinking of something right now that you're like, I probably should be giving up this. I don't know, but like sacrifice, you have to give up things, and you have to be punctual about what you want, be responsible, and you know, like keep it going. So like kind of like you're gonna get a little bit uncomfortable, I think, but we have the saying where we believe that to be able to grow, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Right. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Repeat that again. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes. Right. So that was point 4. Is that good? Did I explain point 4 properly?
Yes, you did.
All right. So now we're gonna go to. So she had a lot to say. She had kind of touched on this before, but I have here that your vision must be fast, right? You had like explained some things. So going back to where you're saying that you have like these big things, but you're only just one person, and you know, like, how can I get there?
Right.
You know? But like, the fact that you have such a vast vision says a lot. It says a lot about you. You know, like...
Man! She's killing me. Anyways, I'm not even gonna comment anymore. Auntie, please go on.
I feel like sometimes we're like, going back to like why I said like you need to believe that you're worthy, that you can do this. Because when you start doing that, you start to attract things, you start to doing things, you start to do your own research, you start to, you know, this stuff like that. So you can have small visions, you know, like short-term goals and stuff, but we all want to be somewhere in life. Right. Like traveling for me is a long-term vision. You know, like, but how am I gonna get to that long-term vision? It's vast. Like, there are places I want to go. There are places that I feel like I can't go, but I say to myself, I'm gonna go. Where am I gonna get the money? I don't know, but the money is coming.
We're going. We're going.
There are things we need to achieve, like I want to get my PhD. I don't know I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna get it. You know, like I don't like school, but that's also a sacrifice that I'm gonna have to do, right? I'm gonna have to go through school to get my PhD, whatever. So like your vision, if it's a vast vision, it means that there are some probably like risks that you are gonna have to personally take.
Right.
You know, like
like risks, sacrifices, and all that.
That's why we said like you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because this is something that you're not gonna be mentally used to if you need to get to somewhere. So you know, like the vastness gets you moving. One thing also too is I wanted to tell you guys to not say maybe, if, or, and but. They're like keywords. Maybe, if, or, and but.
Okay.
Do you want to do like part 3?
Okay. On this juncture and at this point, there's a lot to come. It's a lot of things. So
looking at the
times, yeah. We're gonna make this short so that you guys can watch it and enjoy it. So we're gonna end here. I'm gonna talk about the keywords and then end it off in part 3. We planned for 1 video, now we have 3 videos. Yeah, but that's gonna be the last wrap-up video. And so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, this is Auntie Fiona. Follow her on Instagram, guys. She's really nice, my friend. But anyways, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Share, like she said. Like, people need to hear this. I know, if you know me, you're my friend, and you know, oh, this is just Kafu doing her thing, but like, people need to hear this. This is real life. So share it on your social media, share it on your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your Facebook,
share it
everywhere, and let's spread the word on Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but like, share it on Twitter and let people hear the word, because somebody needs this, you know. So thank you guys for watching and tuning in, and we'll see you next week. We love you. Bye.